Kolani, I have not received the resignations. The resignations went straight to the president. And as a result, I'm not the person who can then respond to them. It has to be the president who responds to them. However, I want to appreciate that people have served the corporation, and at some point they have decided that they would like to resign. I would like to encourage the president to release them. Yes, both of them. You know what they have done, Kolani? They have blind copied me, but they have written to the president. And therefore, it is a call of the president to respond to them. And I'm encouraged by the way the president is handling the issue, because he is already handling it. And I'm going to be seeing the president today. Hopefully, when I see him, I'll be able to say to the president, if people feel that they have served and they would like to leave, we have to release them. What it then means is that you don't have the chairperson and the deputy chair, meaning that you can't sit at meetings of the board, because you can't sit without the chair and the deputy chair. However, what it then means also is that you can then recommend to the president to appoint an acting chair and an acting deputy chair.
Some in Parliament, for instance, yesterday were recommending that actually just start the whole process from scratch and get a new board.
Yes, of course, since a day before yesterday. And of course, I've been following social media and the mainstream media. A lot of people have been saying that. And I appreciate what they are saying, because, look, Kolani, the SABC is a public broadcaster. Everybody else is worried when there's a problem at the SABC. The same here. If there are problems, I worry a lot that it means then the SABC is not able to do its job, which is to entertain, to educate, the people of South Africa and inform them. Now, if that is the case, it means then we don't have a corporation.
Central to this, a couple of issues. Of course, there was an issue of Mr. Hlaudi Motsoeneng. I mentioned it here, being taken off as the acting COO. What are your thoughts on that? Should he be retaining that position or not?
Look, Kolani, Mr. Motsoeneng is an acting COO. If a board takes a decision and they give me a reason and they sit in a proper meeting and follow the formal processes of appointing and removing people, I don't have a problem. It's not my call. It's the call of the board. However, I would like to see the board doing exactly what they are supposed to do. When they sit in a meeting, they must follow corporate principles. They can't just sit in a meeting which is unstructured, a meeting which is not properly structured, and take decisions that are wrong. However, it's my call whether Hlaudi should stay as a COO or Hlaudi must move.
But Minister, are you implying that the meeting that took that decision was improperly constituted?
I think, yeah, it was improperly constituted, Kolani, and I did indicate to them, because you don't go to a meeting where, when you go to a meeting of a board, there are rules there, Kolani. You have to send, agendas to the members of the board on time, and people must be able to be ready that they're going to discuss 1, 2, 3 on the agenda. It doesn't happen that all of a sudden in that meeting you then change, you bring in something else. So, and of course, too, Kolani, when you deal with issues of appointment of the executives, you should know, Kolani, that the board must then recommend to the shareholder, and the shareholder must concur or not concur. There is no way that the board can unilaterally just take a decision to remove and a decision to appoint without the shareholder.
Sure, but ultimately what you are saying then to us is that, as far as you're concerned, the decision to remove him is illegal.
I said, yes, it is illegal. I said to them, please, board, if you want to take that decision, go back and regularize your meeting and regularize your decision.
And as far as you're concerned, Mr. Hlaudi Motsoeneng at the moment should and is the acting COO of the SABC.
Yes, until they regularize their decision. Once they do that, I don't have a problem. They will bring it to me. I'll then play my role, because my role is to concur or not to concur. But as I sit here, it's not my call, Kolani, to be able to take a decision in relation to the activities of the SABC internally, because I have the board that represents me as a shareholder.
And I accept that, but a lot has happened, including, by the way, the suspension of the chief financial officer. Have you got any thoughts on that and how that has affected leadership?
Yes, it has. Actually, Kolani, I must say that my worry with the SABC is that, one, we don't seem to have leadership as we speak now, both at an executive level and at the board level. Efficiently, once you remove the CFO, you are saying, finances of the corporation, stay in a very difficult situation. And then when the chairperson and the deputy chairperson move away, therefore what we mean is that you don't have a corporation because no meeting can sit. That's the problem I have now, Kolani. And I must say to you, Kolani, and then the listeners, that I have actually written to the chairperson of the portfolio committee in Parliament because they are the ones who are appointing board members. And I've requested them to assist me in this one. You see, if you were to ask me a straightforward question, Kolani, that says, do you think you have a board? I would say, no, I don't.
What does that mean, you do not have a board?
I mean, if you don't have a chairperson and the deputy chairperson, it means you don't have a board. But two, if you have a board which is very, rampant and disruptive, you don't have a board, Kolani. I don't think that the public of South Africa needs a board like that. I think people of South Africa deserve better.
But whose fault is it that the board is rampant and disruptive?
It's many issues within the corporation, Kolani. I would not be able to say who because I stay outside of that board. Outside the corporation, but I have a responsibility to make sure and oversight that the board works properly and that they follow a corporate principle.
Yeah, but the reason I'm asking, Minister, is because I want to know whether the leadership of the board is at fault here. The leadership of the board is the one that led to this situation.
Exactly, Kolani, who would be doing that? Because that leadership of the board is the one that should make sure that corporation runs properly.
Right, Minister, I'm out of time. We really need to discuss this at some point. I thank you, though, for coming through just after 8 o'clock here on AM Live, and time for us to update your news with Vabakshni Chetty.